our energy is being fed to the technology.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so maybe in some kind of bizarre way, the machines are raising us.
Well, a lot of people, you know,
maybe the machines are raising us. Maybe we're the cattle now, if you really think about it, because everything's being done to serve the God technology, and it is everything that we're doing basically. You know, the good guys serve it, the bad guys serve it. You know, the good guys they buy and consume it in excess. The good guys they got a grudge against the bad guys because the bad guys don't do it right with their polluting and all their stuff. But yet the good guys go out here and they overconsume. You know, see, so everybody's serving the God technology. You know, that's what I'm saying about real thinking. Coherent thought has to be injected somewhere in here because the good guys and the bad guys are both, they're just riding in different parts of the same train. And really the biggest difference is over who's going to drive the train. All right, I mean really in a way, because you look at, and especially in an industrial commercialized world, see the good guys are consuming stuff they just don't need. But that's what's helping to fuel this thing. You see, so it's, we're talking about, what I'm saying about energy, something has to be injected energetically to change them, because the good guys and the bad guys really, some are nice. The good guys are maybe, if you're one of the good guys and are on their side, then the good guys are nicer than the bad guys. If you're one of the bad guys and on their side, then the bad guys are nicer. But see, but when I look at it, see, they're both, it's everybody's consuming more than they need. I mean, excessively.
Extremely excessively, and it's impossible not to unless you go off on a farm somewhere and live your whole life on a commune.
Or it's time to just say, time for the good guys. Everybody say, I got an addiction problem here. That's what.
Yeah, my name is such and such, and I'm an addict. Like
I'm addicted to material and fear, which makes me want to consume more material, and insecurity, which makes me want to consume more material. I'm addicted to my own perception of powerlessness, which makes me want to consume. Maybe that should be the thing.
Well, like you've said before, the major thing we need to do is not lie to ourselves, and that might be a step in the right direction, is just to admit that we are addicted to this.
Well, I want to. All right, let's use the word. I don't know about admitting. Because when I go to the movies, it's the ticket admission, the price of admission. Admission means let you in. Right? But maybe it's time to exit instead of admit. See, we admit a lot of stuff. But I think maybe we should acknowledge. See, admit means to let it in. It doesn't mean to let it out. See, but we use admitting as a way of whatever. But I think maybe we should acknowledge. See, because if we acknowledge, then you look at the root of the words, act on the knowledge. Right? All right? Admit means let it in and keep it in. So that may be a way of continuing to do what we admit. But if we acknowledge, right, then maybe we would act on the knowledge, and we would not continue to do what we've been admitting. Anyway,
it's part of what you're talking about and recognize.
Yeah, that's right. See, they have different vibratory. They make different sounds in the vibratory wavelengths or whatever when we project sound into the ripple of sounds. They have two different. See, so maybe So maybe some of the sounds or the words we use should be. We should have a better understanding of them rather than just use them out of habit and convenience.
Well, I know that the powers that be that do with the mining, they understand the power of these words, and they use them in such a way that it stops people from thinking and makes them emotionally react.
Them to us. They taught them to us, the concepts, the words, and all of that, right? And I don't know. I wouldn't. I think more than the powers that be, I think we should call them the authoritarians. Because that's what they are. They're the authoritarians.
From the standpoint that they have the power, but also that they are the author of the system that we believe.
Well, no, like they have the power. Well, it depends on how you define power. I mean, I know that they have the means and the ability and the capabilities of violence, but I don't know that that's one. It's one of those may be elements of power. But see, I don't look at it, when I look at it like that, it's to me, I know they have the brutality, the capability and the brutality to maintain what they have, but I don't know that I would call it power. All right, because that's one of the things about authoritarianism, you know, and I think because when you look at it, if they have the technology to wreak havoc on us, then or they have the economics to wreak havoc on us, or the military or the political thing to wreak havoc on us, then to me, I look at these are things that are access to authority. I don't necessarily look at them as being power per se. Mm-hmm. All right? Okay? But see, if they convince us that this is power, then see, this is all designed about us not recognizing ourselves as human beings, all right, and our own power. See, so if I believe again, see, I'm not talking about thinking. If I believe that their ability to produce and generate violence makes them powerful, then I will never understand my own relationship to power, because I'll always look at that as being, and I know that I don't have that. If I believe that I got to get money to be powerful, see, then I'll never recognize myself, because I'm externalizing what power really is. See, in those teachings you're talking about a long, long time ago, see, this is what was being passed. Power is in here. Mm-hmm. See, but now, see, nobody, so, you know, so people go around and they talk about personal power, look for the personal power, but see, it all gets negated because everything is, casually we use these words, they have power over us, the powers that be, casually, frivolously, but not understanding every time we make the incantation, we're planting it.
Mm-hmm. We're making it happen.
Yeah, you know? And so we're not changing anything about the perception of how we perceive, which is what they don't want us to do. But if you break it down to pragmatic things, you know, on one level it is power. It's a mutation of power. It's not power in its own. It's like you take uranium out and you convert the being of uranium, that energy, right? And they call it power. But what it is, it's a mutation of natural power. All right, that they control. See, but real power they can't control.
Mm-hmm. From what you're saying, power, you use the word energy a lot, and I think power and energy are maybe the same thing.
Yeah,
more so
they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
It's like being, you know, so what being is, like being, spirit, being, energy.
Mm-hmm. They are synonymous terms.
Spirit being energy. We are spirit being energy. All right? But if we don't recognize that, see, then, yeah, which, see, and going back to what was used to be teachings, not programming, see, we were taught about spirit being energy. That's what we used to be taught. See, but with programming, we're not taught that.
Actually, it's quite the opposite.
We're taught, well, with programming, we're taught that there's something wrong with us and we got to listen to them.
Yeah. Guilt, sin, blame.
Yeah.
You know, from what we're talking about, these different, we're talking about two parallel things, and a lot of times people
reality and the illusion.
People are mistaking one for the other, right?
Reality and the illusion. Yeah.